After inspecting 35,000 houses, we've come to the conclusion that most homes are boring. It doesn't have to be that way. I've got a good friend of mine, Chandelle McDonie, with me today from the Faux Collection to give you some ideas how to make your home pop so that when you have guests in your home, they go wow, and when you're in your home alone, you're loving it. Chandelle, welcome to the show.
Hi, Wally. What's going on?
You have got such a palette of creativity. You absolutely blow me away, from faux painting to Venetian plastering. Anything has to do with color and surface and texture, you just make things pop. What I'm really interested in is finishes for counters and backsplashes. Share some creative idea with us that people just never see.
Yeah, so I have a lot of clients reach out to me quite often wanting to refinish their cabinets and wanting to rip out their tile. And a lot of them are thinking they're going to rip out their cabinets too, but I love to save and repurpose things if it's possible. So I love to go in and coordinate with them and collaborate with them on what color schemes we could go with, and also telling them and teaching them that we can paint their tile as well instead of ripping it out. And that saves them a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of dirtiness, because when you can go in and you can just lightly scuff up a little bit of tile and sand it, and you can even put stencils over it, or, trompe l'oeil or decorations of some sort or another, it really makes a room pop. Recently I just did a backsplash of the terracotta backsplash. It was so dark and dingy, and I went over it with a beautiful white, off-white paint and stenciled several different colors on the squares. It transformed the entire kitchen and opened the space up so much. You'll have to check out the photos.
It's kind of an out there idea. So I've got ugly tile in my backsplash and I hate it. I've got ugly counters and I hate it. In a functional sense, in a strength and integrity sense, there's nothing wrong with them. I just hate it. How do you make it look so that it pops and it's special and not like somebody just splashed paint on it?
Well, I get to incorporate being an artist and also being very handy with these products. And when it comes down to a countertop, I would come in and I would assess what your countertop is and how I would be able to prep it in order to do an epoxy pour over it. And then that's where we get to have some fun and coordinate and collaborate on the colors that you want. And sometimes I have clients that are willing to just let me go to town and bring my vision to life and be able to pick the colors for them. And then sometimes I have clients who want a faux marble look, and you can achieve that look with epoxy. It's really stunning.
Talk to me about durability. One of the great things about a countertop is I can pound on it and cut on it and do all these other things. Once you've put this super whiz-banger special gorgeous finish on it, do I need to be extra careful that it's going to chip or peel? Or
No, not with epoxy. That's one of the really great things about epoxy countertops is it can withstand a lot of beating and a lot of wear and tear. It also can withstand quite a bit of heat. Without a top sealer on it, it can withstand 525 degrees, and if you put a top sealer on it, it can go up to 800 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really spectacular. And again, if you ever happen to get a scratch or anything in the epoxy over a certain amount of years, which happens to any countertop, you can lightly sand it and then just do a light little roll coat right over top of it.
Take good care of it.
Take good care of it.
So I see a lot of epoxy finishes in garages, garage floors.
Yes.
So what you're doing in a durability sense is every bit as durable as what you would do in a garage floor.
Absolutely. Oh yes, only. And I would the integrity of my work and product is so important to me and my company, my brand. I would never walk into a client's house and put something on there knowing that eventually within 5 or 6 months it's going to chip away. It's just, you have to be very knowledgeable, and I've spent many overnights learning about products so I can help my clients.
So I'm not a visionary when it comes to artsy things. How do you interact with me to draw out of my brain what will be attractive to me when I'm not really good at expressing that?
I definitely deal with some clients that have zero visionary traits about them, and it's not always easy, especially when they're standing over your shoulder every single day. Like, is this gonna? And I'm like, just let me breathe. Let me show you here. And generally, I like to create. And some people are like, oh, Pinterest. But for me, I like to create a Pinterest board with just ideas, color schemes, and ideas of kind of the direction we're going. And then I compile all that into one.
Just walk them right through it.
And it helps them see and vision what we are going to achieve in the end. And then sometimes I just have to bare my teeth and just deal with the client's stress until I know in the end it's going to look so fantastic that they're going to be so happy, and any of their worries or stress at the end of the day, they're going to be amazed and mesmerized by their transformation.
So for that person who would like to be amazed or mesmerized by the work you do in their home, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of me is to reach out to me on my email, which is info@chandelpaints.com, and you can find that through my website, which is thefauxcollective.com.
FauxCollective.com. I want to thank Chandelle for spending time with us. She does some amazing, crazy, creative things that look fantastic. Have a beautiful day.